here is a safe city, Singapore. Singapore, it has retained its position as the world's second safest city after Tokyo in the latest edition of the Economist Intelligence Unit's Safe Cities Index. Okay, right? Shocking? Singapore.
No, not shocking at all. Great city.
Right.
Great city.
Absolutely great city. And guess what, Brad? And here is possibly the most dangerous band from Singapore. This is Abvulabashy with Luciferized Jehovah Extermination.
Swap it
back here on the darkest corners of the world. That was possibly the most dangerous band from Singapore. That was Abvulabashy with Luciferized Jehovah Extermination. Singapore. There you go. Back here with Brad from Grouch. And
Hey.
there he is. There he is. And 10 o'clock, well, yeah, almost 11 o'clock at night, my time, 11 o'clock a.m., your time, man. I love time zones, man.
Yeah, they really test you. They really test you.
They truly do. Brad is actually in the future. If you don't believe in time travel, this is it. This is proof positive.
Oh, it's a beautiful world here. Look forward to tomorrow, people.
That's it. And just look forward to tomorrow. So, Brad, let's talk about full album. What do you have in mind when you make the full album? What do you have going on? What are you thinking? What's your thought process?
So the thought process is in my understanding, it would be the first death metal tribute album to a baby boy. So it's very much lyrically all around either being a baby or being a parent, and what that is really like, because it transposes beautifully into some brutal death metal lyrics. Your Soul Is Mine is the little boy telling me that he owns me. So have a listen again, understanding that that's where those lyrics are coming from. But look, I'm crapping on. All the material has that as its backbone. That's the premise. There's a bunch of unwritten or half-written songs, and a third single that should be pretty close. But look, definitely be looking at sometime next year to put together a full album. Digital at this stage. I'll be looking at a short-run vinyl, as much because I'd love to have a copy for my son and some close friends and stuff, as well as getting them out to some people who seem to be really enjoying it. So
I'll tell you what, people absolutely love it here, and they're looking forward to more of that. And I think you're absolutely right. Having vinyl, digital's fine, but having vinyl, you actually have some sort of record of you being alive, I think that's important. Because how many have no record of them being alive? Sort of like you would go to a funeral, as sad as it might be. The eulogy would be, oh well, Joe enjoyed adult coloring books, and he sometimes grew a tomato. What, like, do something with your life, man. Have some kind of record of you being alive that you can share with your children, and on and on and on. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely agree. Look, for me now, I look at my little. I like to read a lot, and I look at my little kind of library and stuff. It's the guitars on the wall, the music, the little music studio, all of that is. I look at that now. It's not just mine. It's to pass on to my son as well. And mind you, that library, there's no way that kid should be reading any of that material until at least his teen years.
Right.
But yeah, the idea of the document, document could mean a piece of music, it could mean a script, it could mean whatever it means, but that physical that physical document that remains, telling a story is pretty important still. It's lost a bit of currency, I think, in the digital age.
I believe
maybe it's gained it because it's so rare.
It is rare, and even anybody that's doing anything that has a physical piece of something that can pass on to a younger generation, now they're like, this was a guy that did something. Right? So,
yeah.
Right. Just thoughts, So,
no, I totally agree.
100%. Okay, so we've heard from Germany. We've heard from Singapore. What about the Kids in America? Brad, do you remember that song? Kids in America?
I do.
Kim Wilde, 1981.
Didn't Lawnmower Death do a cover of that back in the 90s? I believe, if my adult mind is correct, everyone go check that out.
Yes, they did. It's a classic. Okay, so anyway, out of the States, here in America, from Atlanta, Georgia, this is Casey Collins with Believe. good.